877-967-7283. 877-967-7283. Or sign up online, hotelsetc.com. That's HOTELSETC.com.
You're tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes, we are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Hey man, I'm so glad to be back. It's been a minute. Wasn't here last week, but I'm glad to be back with you all inside the three-point conversion sports lounge with so much going on. First off, I hope everyone is healthy, safe, doing well, and I am doing well myself. I know y'all didn't ask that, but I still appreciate it if y'all thought it. But anyway, man, we have a great show lined up for you. But before we get into the show, I got to say what's up to my peeps. Got to say what's up to the man behind the glass, the one and only G. What up, G?
Yo.
And then I got my road dog partner in crime, sipping on something like he got it from the hood. My guy D. What up, D?
What up? It definitely did come from the hood. Don't even trip. You said it's been a while. It's been a week, man. Don't act like
I feel like it's been forever, bro. That's how it is. That's how I love y'all, man. It's been a while, man. You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Great day today. It's a whole lot beautiful than it's been the last few days, man. It's been real. It's been cold.
Yeah,
cold
yeah.
out here. You know what
it was
I'm
31 when we woke up, and they said it's supposed to get up to 62.
Yeah, but the last few days it's been 50.
Right.
20. And yeah.
You see D starting to get soft. You're talking about it's been cold, talking about it's been 50. See, that's that. We've been out here.
That's right. Just talking. Like, that's at its high. So when you wake up, that means it's 20. Most of the day it's actually 40.
40 something.
Yeah,
no, it's been
30.
It's been cool, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
So, yeah, fact.
But either or, hey, man, we have a great show lined up for you. First, we are talking. Oh man, Roy Williams. He retired, and then the words he said, and we'll get into that later, but we're kind of going to get into why he retired, and then do we see this as a domino effect, and get into the reason, I guess the difference in college basketball from yesteryear or whatever. Shoot, it could be even from 5 years ago, but it's just been a big difference. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about Final Four. Of course, we got Mr. Deshaun Tate coming in, talking about the Final Four, man. I'm excited. Still want to see what Gonzaga do. They usually don't get to the Final Four. If they do, they lose, but usually they lose before. But they're here now. They look like they're the best team, man. I don't know about you, D, but when I say they look like the best team, they're like the best team.
Definitely do.
Yeah, they look good, but we're going to ask them some questions. Can they get upset and everything else going into the Final Four? Also, the NFL added a 17th game to the season, bruh. Man, got so many mixed emotions about this. Well, it's really not mixed, but we definitely got to get into that. That is very interesting. Then we have Battlegrounds. We have Mr. Alex Fleming going up against Mr. Alex Stroud. You might say, didn't they battle already? Yeah, but what we did was, for the last spot, we do this every year. We take the best of the contestants who lost, the two best, who had the two best battles, and then we match them up together to get that last spot. So it's like we rewarding them for their, for their brilliancy. You know what I'm saying? They've been brilliant. They know sports, whatever. So we'll give them one more chance. And then we're talking NBA, man. So Drummond went to L.A. Aldridge, he's in Brooklyn. Is this the matchup? Is this the dream matchup the NBA wanted? Is this what we will see? Or is there a team that say, nah, not so fast? We'll see. And then with L.A., I know LeBron coming back, but AD, we don't know. But it's a lot going on. We're going to get into that. And then we got Major League Baseball talk. It was came back on Thursday. It was just opening day, 5 million games. So what can we say about the Major League, season so far? But we are going to talk about it, man. With some interesting things that happened. Then we got Ask a Doc with Dr. Fowler. Quick hit, stop it. What's on our mind? Make sure you let your family and friends know that we're live locally on 1100 AM. WWE The Real. And we also are streaming live on the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page. What up? The 3pointconversion.com and the 3 Point Conversion YouTube channel. What's up? Also, we're live on iTunes. I'm sorry, not iTunes, but TuneIn Radio. And then we're live on iHeartRadio. And just go in and look for 1100 WWE. All right, bruh, it's time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. So, first off, I'm going to start off with, you see what happened in Atlanta. The All-Star game. We had an All-Star game here in Atlanta, man. But MLB was like, nah. We just because of the new rules or Georgia voting laws that happened, the MLB is concerned about that. They don't like how it's going, so they decided, hey, what we're going to do is, with the restricting voting access for us blacks.
For the most part.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Minorities, pretty
right,
much.
so they decided, hey, we're going to move it out. It's going to be relocated. They didn't give us a city yet, G?
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah. And they're going to add a new addition to the All-Star Game festivities this year, which will be the MLB draft.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. Your thoughts on that?
I definitely appreciate you got to hit them with something like this happen. You got to hit them where it hurts, which is the money. And the MLB money is a different, All-Star Game is a different type of money that, the NBA or, the NFL, Super Bowl, like, what I mean? That's a different type of money. So I definitely do give a big shout out for MLB even doing that. Even to this day, that's something big for them to do as far as making a statement regarding politics or anything, you know what I mean? And then for them to make a statement towards people of color, minorities, and things like that, that's definitely real big, man. And again, you got to hit them where it hurts them, which is in their pocket. And I don't know if you remember a few years ago when North Carolina made a law with their bathrooms with transgender.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they took the All-Star game away. And you know what happened?
Yep, they changed
it because they was going to lose the NCAA tournament and a whole bunch of things. So Georgia really has to look into this because it's not only them. It's movies. It's Delta. You got to think about when the Elite Eight will be here, whether or not they're going to want to come because of that. Like, they're not just going to forget this right now. Like, this can turn into a even bigger thing going forward.
Yeah, that's big on MLB. Like you said, that's what caused change. We'll move on, but I'm not trying to discourage people from marching and all of that. Because, we need it because we need the cameras first to see what's going on. We need it, all eyes all over the country, different countries to see, okay, what they're doing and, this is wrong. But then we have to hit them in the pocket. Right. And this is how you hit them in the pocket. That's a lot of money they losing, dog.
But you know what? Like you said, you can't stop because the reason this got out was because of marching.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's why I say, I'm not saying that don't count because that starts it. Absolutely. Everybody sees all of that. Then you hit them with the money. Moving on. So the Big Three will return with a 10-week season broadcast on CBS, including the league's season opener at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas and Xavier University in New Orleans. A nod toward the league's plan to host games at historical black colleges and universities, which is dope. The Big Three said it received a commitment from former NBA player and 2019 Big Three MVP Joe Johnson, who was 55 years old, and he plans to announce another. They plan to announce other player commitments and playoff locations in the coming week. They need to have one in Atlanta, first of all. Atlanta showed out. Atlanta, LA, and maybe Brooklyn, but Atlanta showed out.
The thing about it, they still thinking about COVID and what players may do while they're out in that city, right? And if those players come to Atlanta, how open it is and the things that you're able to do.
And we just talked about the All-Star game moving out of Atlanta.
Right.
You think Ice Cube is going to want to bring the Big Three here, and there's voter restriction laws in place?
Well, what they're saying is they're doing it for, and I know it's making money for Atlanta, but they're doing it for, HBCU universities and stuff like that. That's why it might work. You know what I'm saying? I can see
if
that.
He's going to be doing for that, there's no way he can't.
They control that. So Atlanta make money, but
he cannot go to Morehouse or Spread.
Right. So. Moving on, Kansas and men's basketball coach Bill Self agreed to a lifetime contract. It was stated that Kansas got scared when Roy. No, I'm just playing.
They say, look here.
That's how they took a quick.
I'm talking about when Roy retired on Thursday or Wednesday.
What are
talking about Wednesday night, Thursday night? They like, hey, buddy. Yeah, you ain't going to North Carolina, man.
We gonna get lifetime. Everything,
lifetime.
But
it
consists of a rolling 5-year contract that adds a year after each season. Self has 15 Big 12 regular season titles, 3 Final Four appearances in the national championship, and 18 seasons in Kansas.
What the average money looking like?
The fact that he just got 1 championship and 3 Final Four appearances, and them jokers signed up for life. Like, that let you know they was like, nah, bruh.
Yeah.
So
we ain't on that.
Congrats to Bill Self. Moving on. A proposal that NFL owners will vote on at the upcoming league meeting will allow single-digit numbers to be worn by more players than just quarterbacks, kickers, and punters, who are the only players currently allowed to wear single digits. Under the proposal, defensive backs, linebackers, running backs, fullbacks, and tight ends, H-backs, and wide receivers will also be able to wear jerseys in the single digits. Defensive backs and linebackers could wear any number from 1 to 49, and running backs, fullbacks, and tight ends, H-backs, and wide receivers could all wear 1 to 49 and 80 to 89. I know that's their favorite number, G, and I know I probably shouldn't, but this is me. Can I get them to stop it? There we go. Oh, okay. I can't hear it. G? Well, it's coming. So, the reason why I'm giving it a stop it, D, that don't seem right, bruh. How does that look? A running back wearing number 89. I remember Marion Butts used to wear number 82. Butts. It was somebody. I forgot who it was.
Didn't Ty?
He's wearing number 82.
He used to wear 88.
But he was wide receiver. They put him at the running back position. So that's different. But
I like whatever number you want to wear.
That just don't look right.
Numbers be having sentimental things.
That's why I said I understand
college,
that.
And then you get the
shoot, they can't wear it in college.
Wide receivers be like number 9.
No, I can understand that, but 89. Stop it. Thank you, G. a linebacker. It'd be weird. But that, like you said, I just thought about that. You said because linebackers be wearing 5 or 9, you know what I'm saying?
Then
so
get up here, they gotta do this. And
that'd be dope.
What was the reason for them not allowing it from the beginning? Is there a reason?
That's just what it was back in. It always been.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff we need to get rid of. Always been.
Stop it. So, I like that. I mean, I still want to give it a stop, but at the same time, I feel you though. And last but not least, the sister of Los Angeles Chargers controlling owner Dean Spanos is petitioning a California court to put 1/3 of the team's ownership stake for sale. Dia Spanos, Barbarian, filed a petition Thursday in Los Angeles County Superior Court, contending that mounting debt from the franchise is creating an estimated yearly loss at least $11 million for the family trust. according to the special counsel Michael Fabiani, if Barbarian wins her petition in court, Dean Spanos, along with siblings Michael Spanos and Alexis Spanos, Rule would then buy her share. So let me ask you.
I'm with her. Hey, this is losing me money. Can I let me get out? I'm trying to get out now.
But is Dean? So Dean is still alive, of course, right?
Yeah, all of the siblings are alive. No, hold on. Yeah, Dean is still alive.
Yo,
but it's from the family trust, like the family. Like all of them are in on it.
But he's a controller owner. Is he
meaning he control the team.
Yeah, but is he with it?
Is he with? No, he don't want nobody to sell.
With selling, no.
So that's what.
No, she want to sell her part.
She wanted She probably wanted it sold altogether.
Altogether.
No, she to put 1/3 of the team's ownership stake up for sale. So it sounds like that they own the entire team. And she's like, man, put 1/3 of it up for sale because it's hurting them. They losing $11 million a year.
Part of it is in the trust.
Yeah.
And then Dean Spanos and two of the other siblings
do it. Yeah.
They have their part.
She probably like, man, buy me out there because I'm losing. Like, she probably look, they losing $11 million a year. She probably like, man, I can find something else I can put my money into that's not gonna lose me like this. And when was the last time that? Well, it's L.A. or San Diego. Have they really been in a situation where they were making money? They had like 6 fans in the stadium.
I think they might make money now because they're in Los Angeles. I think it's going to be.
It's been in Los Angeles for what, 2 years now?
3.
Have you seen the stadium? How the stadium look?
Well,
they had Phillip Rivers.
The first year they played in a soccer stadium,
right,
which had like 10,000 people,
and it was 2,000 there.
And then they played this last season in SoFi Stadium with no fans.
It was no fans. Yeah.
But look.
But what I'm saying is they got a quarterback now. They got a quarterback, a young quarterback. This is where they rebuild the team in a sense. You can kind of
it might Phillip take them to the AFC Championship.
But that's Phillip Rivers, and you're talking about San Diego. This is Los Angeles.
All right.
So
Los Angeles is a Los Angeles Rams team, man.
We'll see. All right, man. We're going to take a quick break. That wraps up Quick Hits. We will be back to talk about what's going on in college basketball, man. This is going to be very interesting. Don't go anywhere.
Join me for a minute. I want you to hear something.
Sports Talk it is.
Welcome! You're listening to the Sports Talk Show, and I'm the Sports Talk Wayne Candy.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And I'm your host, Mr. Controversy.
Hello, and welcome to DNA Sports. This is Don the D and DNA.
What's going on? This is Ace of the A and DNA.
Where we bring the facts about sports.
It's Sports Roundtable. I am your humble host, H.O.
Download the Real 1100 app from your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Sarah's and Barnes, you're listening to 3-Point Conversion.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy, with my goddamn intellectual.
What up?
And this next topic or segment is the Hot Topic. And it is definitely hot. We made it hot because we got to get into this. So, Roy Williams retired this week, saying that he's not the man for the job. First of all, that doesn't sound like they got to the tournament. They lost, but it just doesn't sound like a great. Now, sometimes greats say that when it's time for them to go, but I don't think he was leaving because he doesn't have it in him no more. He's not a good coach or a great coach. I think he left because of the fact that what's going on in college basketball. And I'm going to ask you this. Do you think because of how college basketball is today, with freshmen leaving and, after your freshman year and just the way it's constructed, do you believe that affected him?
Yes, absolutely. And I actually think that's what he said. He said he's not the man for the game anymore. You know what I mean? Whether it's the transfer portal, whether it's a player leaving after the first year, and then what it does to your team in the long run. I think the way that it has changed, whether it's not just in those instances where it's moving into a newer age, whether it's the lawsuit that they're having with the NCAA right now. He's used to the game being a type of way, right? And not just that, like being able to talk to your players a type of way, or that. You get caught talking to your players nowadays in the wrong way, you might be out of job anyway. You know what I mean? Right. So I think that's overall is what he's talking about. It's not what he grew up in. You know what I mean? It's not the Bob Knight era no more. You know what I mean? Like, you got coaches. I see the guy from Loyola just got put to Oklahoma. Like, you got to know how to talk to these players now. You got to be able to talk to them with a stern voice, but also be listening. I just saw Penny speaking of how different it is with him being a coach and back in the day, and that's what he was talking about. Like, you can't be trying to brew with no iron fist because these kids move differently. They don't even respond to that. Like, they'll tune you out and take out for the rest of the year and go pro next year. You know what I mean?
So basically, what you're saying is they don't have control like they used to no more.
Yeah.
It's and I agree with that because any college, especially if you've been in college basketball or any college sports coaching, you've always had control. That was the one thing you had. It's not like the NFL where you have the ownership or people at top coming down making decisions for you. No, that's your baby. You get to do anything you want.
That ain't what go on no more.
And it's not like that.
The president, the school president coming down here to tell you about, like, dude, when you ain't supposed to be down here telling me how to run the basketball program.
Right,
but now it is. It used to be, which is I'm sure still like that in Durham, but Coach K run everything. You know what I mean? Well, I'm sure that's to an extent now. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you brought that up because it's been reported, because I know you saw it, but it was a college basketball assistant coach on Clubhouse, right? And he said that it's over close to 1,200 D1 players in college, and that's in the college portal, and over 500 D2 players is in the transfer college portal. So over almost 1,200 in the D1 transfer college portal right now. Okay, so, and I don't know you feel a certain way. I'm going to let you get into that, but I feel like that's another way. Then think about what's the guy that my guy Jalen, when he said I'm out to coach, that's quitting on the team.
But it's crazy that they'll look at him like that. But Nick Bosa?
Yeah.
Or was it his brother?
Yeah.
It was Nick Bosa. He stopped playing after like the third game or something like that?
Yeah, well, he got hurt.
I know he got hurt,
injured,
but then when he was able to come back, he was like, nah, I'm going ahead.
Well, it was while he was still rehabbing or whatever that he said he wasn't coming back.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of get that. I
understand that.
But like, that's happening now. And it's not just here. I mean, it's even in football. After the season, it'd be a bowl game, and some player that's like expected to go here, he'll not play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think what's expected now, the players, the athletes, they want to have more options, and they are limited, of course, of what they can do. But in basketball, if they're at a point where all this money has been spent for the play of these travel teams, for training, for a lot of time and money has been invested, and they're not getting anything in return, and the rules state that they can't get anything in return, so they're going to look into other options. That's why, but it's the not knowing that, like, we don't see a lot of players go overseas, straight out of high school. But the G League with their program, it's presenting an opportunity, but we're talking about only 12 kids. But if there are more who are interested, maybe they'll add like a whole nother team. a second team for it. But players are looking into their options. But I do understand the criticism because a lot of times it just looks like indecision on the kid's part. Like, okay, I'm going to go to this school, and then they don't give it time. They can't get acclimated. Like, what was the difference between when you're being recruited to now? I mean, it can't just be the coach yelling at you in practice.
See, and that's the part that it kind of makes me do this with, right? It's kind of, why are you doing this? Like, are you doing it because you didn't get in yet? You know, are you doing it because the coach did, like Anthony Miller? He's put in the transfer portal from Illinois. Mind you, he was the starting small forward. He averaged about 10 to 12 a game or something. Ayo is leaving. Kofi might be leaving. So why are you leaving? He's from Illinois. He went to Morgan Park, but originally from Peoria. So what, like, did he sit you down during a period of time that you didn't want to play? So that kind of, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it lets you know the players got options, man, and they –
And it's a double-edged sword. It's good, but at the same time, as a coach, I understand this because
and not just even he's not even just as a coach, even as a parent, you want to teach them discipline. And once you get to something, you stick to something and fight through it and fight through adversity.
Remember, I've been saying this when they came up with it. I didn't like that.
Hey, I don't like it. I'm a ride.
So with that, you think of, like you said, you think of a Coach K now, where usually you wouldn't see people transferring from Duke anyway. Right. Him and Roy Williams, say if you're still coaching, mm-hmm. Bill Self, they probably wouldn't have to deal with that per se. More so, they might be coming to his team. But still, you look at the way they came into the mm-hmm. game and how they were coaching, they probably just don't like the thought of that anyway, because it's like you quitting on your team.
Yeah, they don't like the thought of that, and they don't like honestly, they probably don't even like the fact that some of these players may be speaking towards getting paid. And I don't want to say Coach K so much because he kind of pushes his player to do what's good for them, and some do. But, you know, some have that mentality. You know, I'm not saying at the big programs, but at Southeastern Mississippi, you know what I mean? This is how you supposed to play, and you know what I mean? Like, so.
Good morning, Saint. I see you, man, on YouTube. But look, I would say this, though. Roy Williams said something. It struck me. So it was a game in the ACC tournament. Mm-hmm. They had just won, right? And he talked about he was talking about what was going on. You know, everybody was asking about the win. It was a big win. He was like, it's great. And then so the moderator was like, all right, well, it's time to go. He's like, before I go, he said, I just want to say it's a shame. He went on his little rant. He's like, it's a shame of what's going on with college basketball as far as we're sitting here and we're playing a game, and I got players here that's been practicing their tails off, doing everything they can and all of this, but when it's time for the game, we only could sit a certain amount of people could dress up. And that's not fair. That's not fair to them. That's not fair to the games, not fair to our schools or to the schools. And these guys been busting their tails the whole and when he went on that rant, it just seemed like...
Was that because of Corona? Like, how many people can dress?
That's just...
How many people can dress?
I think it's
15?
14.
And how many is usually on the team? Like 20 or something?
Yeah.
It's like, he was just saying, but for some reason, the way he... But I'm saying...
I get that, but he wasn't going to put them other 6 people in.
No, but he wasn't saying that. He was just saying...
But it's just a matter of...
You can't wear a jersey. You can't...
If you dress that part,
and like he was saying,
and
like he was saying, even when it's a blowout, it was a blowout. They could have came in and played, but but the way he was going about it, and the way he was talking about it, it didn't. It just looked like it struck me like, yo, what? Why? He, like, I mean, I felt him, but it was like, And then he come out with this. So I think it was a lot.
It's a lot
going on in college basketball.
The game was starting to pass him by.
Well, it's more about money,
right? And I'm not talking about the X's and O's or analytics.
I know.
The way that it's going is passing them by. You know, we got, what's the youngest NBA coach? 35 or something like that? Yeah, I think he's like 35 years old, if I'm not mistaken. It's either the guy from Memphis or whoever it is, but it's a young NBA coach. And the reason I'm saying that is how old is Steve McKay? He's under 35 or 36 or something like that. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying by it is the younger generation is starting to get into those areas to, hey, the game's changing.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan Saunders, who's no longer the head coach of the Timberwolves, he's 35.
Okay.
Right. But that's it. It's just the game has changed. Now the play is still great. Like, this has been refreshing watching college basketball, watching post ups, big man play like big man. The fundamentals in it, in a sense, like it has been refreshing. But like you said, outside of X's and O's and outside of the court, that's where you see that. I don't want to say dysfunction, but it seems like that when you got players doing now they can leave when they want to leave. Whatever happened to commit? You know what I'm saying? Now, true enough, there's going to be some instances where they have a right to leave. You were told, hey, you're going to start, and then you don't get a chance to start or you don't get playing time. I get that. But, you got to fight through adversity sometimes, too, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, it's Oklahoma City coach, too, Mark, whatever it is. But sometimes they be thinking, well, I don't want to be sitting here till senior year talking about can I play this year? You know what I mean? So
right, because right now, if you're a senior,
you ain't going to the NBA.
Probably garbage, right? Yeah, unless you just decide that's horrible.
And that's not what a lot of fans think. If you stay, that's what the NBA is saying.
Right? Yeah, right.
Like
and that's what the players kind of say.
Your sophomore year, oh, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, you a senior, you leaving? What's wrong?
Right.
We gonna draft you in the second round.
So you
could be player of the year, average 25 and 13, and they're gonna be like, yeah,
Luka Garza.
Yeah.
So real
second
quick,
second round pick,
if that.
So right, real quick,
is it even anybody's top 50?
No, he might have moved up. He moved. He showed out, so he probably gonna move up.
He's not gonna move up because he's not gonna be an NBA prospect.
But
he's not a pro player. But.
Do you think other prolific coaches and older coaches and the big historic name coaches that are in the game right now, do you think they will follow him?
I think they may feel like him or
if so, who's the next one?
Gonna run out. I can't see a big name leaving.
It's hard to say.
A big name like Roy Williams. It's only two other big names like Roy Williams.
Coach K and Boeheim.
And Bill Self and Boeheim.
Oh, Bill Self.
And he just signed a lifetime deal. See what they said? They said, "Hey man, you ain't running off into the sunset no time soon."
Right.
And those guys, I think, like especially Coach K and Boeheim, they're kings of the castle, their respective castles. They're probably not really. They may not be feeling the same way. Well, maybe Boeheim. But I don't know about Coach K. I don't know if he'll.
We know Boeheim feel that way. He said it about Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, man. We're going to take a quick break. Have some more talk with sports or about sports. We'll be back.
Yep.
Kids follow your lead. Help them stay healthy. Wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. And cover coughs and sneezes. Clean and disinfect the objects you touch often, like your phone, the remote, and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And if you're the one who's sick, stay home. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring, and we care about your family. For more info, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
This is Mari Stoudemire, and you listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. So before we go any further, man, I hope everybody's doing well. Y'all be safe this Easter. It's Easter weekend. Be safe because crazy. We got to say it like that, but still going to be knuckleheads out there acting crazy or whatever. And I got to give a big shout out to my nephew, MJ. Happy birthday, bruh. I know your birthday is next Thursday, but, it's going to be too late then. So I want to say happy birthday, man. Turning 12. Doing this thing on a baseball diamond. Hey, he stole home last Saturday, dog. You hear me, D? He stole home. Stole home.
Up?
Yeah, stole home. So shout out MJ.
Sandlot type job.
Said he want to be the MJ of baseball. So hey man, shout out Neff. Happy birthday, bro. All right, man. So college basketball, Final Four. You know I couldn't do this without bringing my guy in. None other than the basketball don himself, Mr. Deshaun Tate. What's going on, Deshaun?
Fellas, what's good, man? Listen, I appreciate you for bringing me on. And look, we gonna get nephew to switch his sports over, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that's number one on the agenda. That's number one on the list. But no, I appreciate y'all for bringing me on for sure, dude. Listen, we started with 68. We got all the way to the last four at this point, and I don't care what happens from here. Listen, you got to give a little bit of credit to these guys who made so many sacrifices to get to this point, can't play in front of fans, got to be testing, stuff stuck up their nose all the time. It's just a lot of moving parts and pieces to the puzzle and more sacrifices than we've had to do because we just sit in the couch watching them do it, and I'm thankful for the sacrifices they made to this point.
Yeah. And this was big going on with everything, man. With COVID, like you said, and it's just a lot going on right now. So yeah, I'm with you. And again, this is Mr. Deshaun Tate from Tate's Take Podcast. You can follow him on social media at Tate's Take Hoops, TATESTAKEHOOPS. So, bro, we got to ask you, man. So UCLA, this is the Cinderella of this year. They played in the first four. A lot of people forget that they played in the first four, right? So they have this extra game under their belt. Is this an advantage for them, or is it a disadvantage now? Are their legs getting weary, or is this an advantage because now they're more in rhythm?
I think it's an advantage. I definitely don't think it's a disadvantage. They're not going to be tired. Listen, man, if you're tired and you ain't even had to play as many games this year as you probably thought you would have, or wanted to. But there ain't no excuses. And if anything, you know, this is one of them type of deals where I feel like if it doesn't hurt, it only helps. And I don't think that it hurt them playing an extra game. And not only that, but I think that game against Michigan State is ultimately kind of what they needed because that got them some confidence going. They was down at the half by 14. They fought back. They fought adversity, and it was an emotional win. And it was something that catapulted their confidence, and you could see that. They rode that wave all the way up until this point. And I think that is good for them. It's crazy to think that not only are they 11th seed, but they're like the biggest underdog of anybody in this thing. We're almost looking at UCLA, one of the most prestigious traditional elite programs in the history of college basketball, as like an underdog. Meanwhile, you've got Gonzaga, who's basically started way from the bottom and one of the original Cinderellas, along with Houston and some of these other ones, man. So it's just crazy. Baylor, I mean, it's crazy the way this Final Four is shaping up.
Absolutely, definitely. Now, when you spoke with Gonzaga, we know that they're in the Final Four, but are there any concerns that you see for Gonzaga?
I mean, there's really not a ton. The crazy part is this, man. Like, I think I mentioned this to a couple of people before. We haven't really seen Jalen Suggs as good as he's looked, especially, obviously, he's a freshman. I haven't really seen him look like a freshman very much. Hopefully he doesn't utilize this time right now on the biggest stage to finally show us that, you know, I am a freshman after all. Because he's just looked phenomenal the entire way. I mean, you haven't really seen very many mistakes. They tend to turn it over a little bit. I think if UCLA wants to add a number to the left side of the result column, then they're going to have to find a way to get Drew Timme in foul trouble. But UCLA is really one of the biggest teams, particularly from the inside and so forth. But if that happens, we could be talking about Gonzaga looking different. Can you tell me somebody that's on Gonzaga's bench? We ain't really seen nobody. They play about 6 or 7, maybe 8 guys, and it's surprising that we haven't seen much of their bench because they blow guys out so often. We still don't see very much of their other players. But listen, they are obviously they got the chemistry. They don't have very many egos. They got a high-powered offense. But as far as some of the concerns, I mean, if it is anything, it will probably be the turnovers, and that's something that UCLA needs to take advantage of if they can.
And once again, we're here live with Mr. Deshaun Tate, host of Take Sports. I'm sorry, podcast, and make sure you follow him at Tate's Take Hoops. So, second game or the first game, but the second game we're talking about, the Houston and Baylor matchup. Who are the X factors for those teams?
I think it's the bigs for each team, honestly. I think that, for UCLA, and I'm drawing a super blank, which happens from time to time. I can't think of the big man in the middle of his name right off, but it's definitely him. Probably not the most professional thing to say, but we're human.
We keep it real, bro. This is the
okay. I know, but I put a lot of pressure on myself because I've only been watching this stuff since November when y'all was all in that football mode where guys are afraid to show their faces and hiding their faces behind face masks. But no, it is he for UCLA in the front court. Even more so, Drew Timme, who I told you could not afford to go into foul trouble. Mm-hmm. I think it is him for Gonzaga and even for UCLA. I mean, much of it could be somebody much like Johnny Juzang, who out of all of these teams has probably improved his draft stock the most, more than anybody else that you're going to see playing on tonight. Dejan Giroux, who is one of the very few big men for Houston that they have on the floor, I think is going to be very key for this team, and obviously the shooters as well for Houston because they're so dynamic defensively, but so is Baylor, and Baylor is a little bit more balanced where Houston is not. So Houston is they're gonna play good defense, but they're gonna have to find a way to put the ball inside of the goal, which is tough to do in a dome setting. Everybody hasn't played in a dome yet. Some of these guys have just been playing in gyms and field houses and so forth, but not everybody has played where you put that basketball court on that football field. And then lastly for Baylor, it is Jonathan Tchamwa Tchatchoua. Try saying that 3 times fast. He's another big, for Baylor. And while they do have, a lot of people think Baylor has all this size. They have size in terms of girth, but they don't have size in terms of height. They're not really like a really tall team like that. He's 6'8". He's one of the few bigs on this team, and that's just the crazy part about all the teams that are in this thing. Not only do we not have any that are east of the Mississippi River participating tonight, but also all of them are relatively somewhat smaller teams. Nobody has like a dynamic front court.
Now that Roy Williams has retired, who do you see getting that North Carolina head coaching job? You got any favorites?
Yeah, I almost channeled my inner light-skinned side, man, when you retired. I almost cried and shed a tear, man, because I miss, those coaches that I grew up on and what made me, initially start watching this sport. He was one of them. But I think all signs and fingers right now are pointing towards Hubert Davis and Wes Miller. Hubert Davis, who was, a little bit more known, played at North Carolina and was an ESPN, studio analyst and then, game day analyst and then, has been on this bench for about 10 years. Wes Miller played at North Carolina, I think, 2009, and now he's the head coach at North Carolina Greensboro and took his team to the NCAA tournament. So I think they're going to keep it in-house. You know what the crazy part is? I was thinking about, of all of these, I think the 5 blue blood powerhouse programs, that being Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, Kansas, and UCLA, I've only seen 2 black head coaches come through there to my knowledge. There was a guy, I can't remember his name right off, but he was at UCLA before Jim Herrick. So I feel like that's somewhere right around in the 80s, I feel like, or maybe in the 70s. But then there was Tubby Smith in North Carolina. That's crazy to think that. Unless somebody else.
Right, no, he mentioned Kentucky. Right. Yeah, Kentucky, right.
At Kentucky, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and so it's crazy to think that. I hope it's Hubert Davis. I will be honest, I'm a little bit biased because Hubert is a friend of mine, and he is such a great guy, but we all do understand or overstand that this isn't about being a nice guy. This is about winning games, and in North Carolina, that's what you have to be prepared to do. And when they I think that they will ultimately do that when they decide on this hire. I hope it's Hubert Davis. I'm not sure, but I think they're going to keep it in-house, and I think the decision is going to be made relatively quickly, if I'm being honest.
All right. Well, there we have it. I was about to say, and forget Hubert, because I'm thinking about that phantom foul with the Bulls. But no, I want to get the job. But sorry, man. I had a flashback when you said that. But anyway. All right, bro. We definitely appreciate it, man. Can't wait to for this to happen, and it definitely ends Monday. Sad, but hey, it's been great. It should be great. All right, bro. You be safe. Be healthy, man.
No, I appreciate you, big dog, man. Many blessings. That takes Take Hoops, TATESTAKEHOOPS, where basketball lives. I appreciate y'all boys, man.
No problem. All right. We're going to take a quick break. It's time to talk about this NFL, man. This 17th game. Doesn't make sense. You'll see it on the other side of the break.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
I'm IT, a.k.a. Ike Taylor, a.k.a. Swag, a.k.a. One of a Kind, a.k.a. I don't shoot twos, I shoot threes on the 3-point conversion radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. And so we're talking about the 17th game being added to the NFL season. And this week, I don't know if we got it yet. I don't know if we got the soundbite, but I got a chance to talk to DeMar Smith, the NFL PA president, and I asked him about the draft. About the season, and I think we're about to play a clip right now, and this is what I asked him.
I know you said you were still bargaining, but was there or is there any chance of having a second bye due to the fact, as JC stated, no one got, and it wasn't that many injuries, but now having an extra whole game, of course, more opportunities. I hate to say that, but is there any plan to request for a second bye, or did you all talk about that and ask that beforehand? Thanks.
Yeah, we talked about that during bargaining. That was a issue the players thought about and pressed for in bargaining. It was something the league didn't want to do. I think that it might be something that we need to look at if we have a problem during the season with COVID. But I think it's also important not to look at a bye week as the only way in which we increase the likelihood that our players stay safe.
So, D, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think of the NFL adding the 17th game? Okay, as a fan, probably excited.
That's what I was going to say first. Me as a fan, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, I'm
Get another game.
Get another week. Yeah. Thank God. Right. Then just looking at it from that from just the standpoint of being a spectator and worrying about the players and
some
everything.
Some of these players can't even make it through 16.
Right.
And some of their careers after, whether it's really you see it mostly from linemen, right? Like all the linemen we interviewed that's retired or like some of them can't walk, have problems walking and being in the trenches. I mean, they should even cut the preseason down. They said only 3. It should only be 2. But I also know that those preseason games are where some people get on the special team and then eventually make the team and go on to do the great things. But overall, man, that's a lot of toll on people's body.
Here's the thing: taking away a preseason game, I don't think that matters because if that's the case, I mean, NFL players weren't playing preseason games to begin with the season before last, and then last season they didn't, which I believe they probably won't this year because of what's going on. But I think the fact that when you look at how the season ended last year, and when I refer to JC, I'm talking about JC Trotter. He's the players president. He's the president over it, and he was saying that it wasn't a lot of significant injuries, like big time injuries, and it wasn't.
Right.
They didn't play a preseason, and DeMaurice Smith went on to say that because they have the option to not have to worry about OTAs. They don't have to play in OTAs like that. Or, they have the option now. It's not mandatory. But still, you playing 17 games. Like that, to me, that's why I asked, you should get a bye. Why not get an extra bye? I know it's only one game, but still, like you said, D, that's a lot. A lot of players can't go through 16 games.
Mm-hmm. You can do a bye after 4 weeks and then bye after 10 weeks or something like that.
I mean, it could be just give them 2 buys. You know what I'm saying? Because people forget they used to have 2 buys a long time ago, and they took that away.
Well, they did that. They did that for only a few years. But what they've always tried to do, I guess, is maximize the money they can make, and in a way, minimize what the players can make. Yeah, you can make the money as long as you don't tear anything or break anything, because the number has always been, and there's really been no real concession because they've always played. It's always been 20 games total.
Yeah,
right.
Even back to the money. Like, do you know how much some owners gonna make off that one game? And the player's not gonna make anything.
$1 billion.
Yeah, because the players already signed for their yearly. It breaks down their yearly into 17 games instead of 16 games. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So they'll probably, they'll get something on the back end because don't they get a part of the revenue at the end of the year? So they'll get something.
You got to look at this. Like, this is why a lot of people say that the players' union is one of the weakest, the NFL players' union, because whatever the players want, they have to give up something in return.
And this is a giving up something. What was this for the franchise tag years ago? Or what was this in, like, what did they give up in that contract to give up?
It was something like, we're not testing for marijuana anymore. We want less practices.
And they was like, all right.
But
right.
It's like, okay, y'all don't want us to test for marijuana. We want 17 games. Oh, y'all want less practices? We can test you whenever we want. Oh, y'all want guaranteed contracts? 18 games.
And that's what, while Alvin Kamara came out and this other person came out and said that they're mad about. You can't. You signed off on it. That's the bad part, right? Like, you signed off on it. Like,
well, it's not. I mean, yes, they did sign off on it, but it's like, who's negotiating this to where, like, it. Well, and the thing is that why the players don't have a whole lot of leverage is you can't make these owners care about you.
Right.
So they're going to get,
and the money isn't, again, guaranteed.
Right. If they want guaranteed contracts, their owners are going to want 20 games.
It's 22 games. And then once you do guaranteed contracts, now you have more.
With one bye week.
I guess more control, right? Like, you have more power at that point.
And I know.
Because if something happens, I'm going to retire.
And I know we're talking about the 17th game, but I got to go back to it. They're going to have to make a sacrifice. And I'm talking about the players.
Yeah, a huge sacrifice. Mike might have to sit out a year.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, seriously.
Because G just said something so profound. He said the owners what did you say, G? Like the owners don't care. Like
you can't make the owners care about
you.
Yeah.
So the only way they
know
can
what
make
they care about.
Yeah, the only way they can is hit them with the money. I'm not playing.
But it's like but okay, well, but even if you say I'm not playing, the owners will be like, okay, we don't have to pay you.
Right.
But that's the sacrifice. And the thing is, they're gonna lose money because if the star players are not playing, nobody's coming to watch me play quarterback.
But here's the thing.
My wife might, but a lot of people ain't. Yeah, that's how it is.
Patrick Mahomes can say, "Hey, I don't need it.
Come on,
I just signed for $72 million." But listen,
go ahead.
But that guy, that's third string, who hasn't made $200,000 yet. How you know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, even with the guaranteed money,
he don't have it to be. He gonna be part of the strike because the longevity wins. But like the scale is so different in the NFL. Again,
but what I'm
from
saying
the highest paid to the lowest paid.
But what I'm saying is, if you just have like he can say if he says I'm gonna play. But if you just have the top end players, that's all I'm saying. The top end players, the Alvin Kamara is the one speaking out. Yeah. He say that
all the starting quarterbacks, all the starting running backs. Because
once they do it, I guarantee you, once they do it, Jerry Jones is a businessman. One thing is, most of these, you talk about the good old boys, but most of them are businessmen also. Hold on, the businessmen they know they're going to rake you as much as they can, but when you put them in a position where I gotta talk business because I'm losing money, they would do it. But it's gonna take, and it's easy for me to say because I'm not making that money and playing, but I'm just saying that's the only way they're gonna get them to care about them is to make a sacrifice and make them say, you know what, the money's bigger, which it is.
Even I understand what you're saying, but it's even hard for even that to happen. Because if you go back to the 1987 strike, and for everybody who's seen the movie The Replacement, it's based on that.
That's what we're going to be watching.
Like, if you don't want to play, we'll just get somebody else. That's how these NFL owners work.
Right, but here's the thing, though. That's why they got to make the sacrifice. The 87 strike, them players, they sat out, but then next thing you know, they start crossing over. And, all right, we're gonna play. What I'm saying is they came to
that's a win for the owners. Like they're gonna come back.
But what I'm saying is that's what the sacrifice got to be. We're not coming back. It's different now. First of all, it's no social media. It wasn't social media back then. It is social media now. This will be all over the country. All the other countries. It would be big, and it would affect them.
Maybe they can get the public behind the players, but that's still a win for the owners when the players come back.
This is why I say that, G. I hear what you're saying, but this is why I say that. When you're not playing, now you putting the intellectual at quarterback, and nothing against you, but I'm just saying you put him at quarterback with no NFL experience. Nobody wants to watch that. Then what's going to happen?
They're going to want to watch me. I'm like.
There are some people. There are some degenerates who will watch any football.
Okay, 2,000 people. But what I'm saying is, G, that now because they're not making money, you might see other businesses drop out. Okay, they're not making money. Why are we in this? We're losing money as well. I'm telling you, but the players have to stick with it. That's all I'm saying. In 87, they crossed the line. They crossed the picking line, whatever we going. But the players have to stick with it. The top players now. If you got the top players sticking with this, it's a new day today, man. And the players their voice is bigger. And if for some reason the NFL don't notice,
it would have to be a lot of the big stars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
it would have to be
stars.
Like Mahomes would have to willingly sit.
We know who
but
not.
The thing is,
we know who not.
But like with
Tom Brady,
with the guaranteed money that the players get, if they sit out or something like that or retire or whatever, they had to give that money back. It was guaranteed to them, but then they had to give it back. That's the issue that Calvin Johnson has with Detroit. They're asking for some of that guaranteed money back.
But didn't I get
so
it?
So it's not really guaranteed.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Isn't it supposed to be guaranteed? It's guaranteed unless
in quotation marks.
Unless you quit.
Guaranteed in quotation marks. Kind of guaranteed.
Sort of guaranteed.
Like I said, it's got to be big though. Like you said, G. It has to be a big player. Like you said, big players. And if they come together, I'm telling you, man,
The top 100.
Put it like this. We saw how quick Jerry changed his tune doing the kneeling. When first he was like, he with the players. And soon them companies like, we taking our money out. That joker switched quick. And when I'm saying it, because it's money. You got some owners that right now, they're money hungry. That's what they are. They money. You got the good old boys, but then you got money owners and they outweigh the good old boys. Like they, and I think that but the players have to stick with it, which is hard. That's the thing. If they can sacrifice that for a year, man, they got all the power. It's always like that. The problem is we just don't want to. We don't want to make that sacrifice. We've seen it in history. Period. It always happens.
The NFL says stop saying we.
I know, right? Like you're not with us, right? But that's what it's gonna take, though. That's what it's gonna take. But we'll see what happens with the 17th game. I pray there's no horrible injuries or anything. I hope hopefully it works out. And then next year it'll be a new CBA and everything also, as far as the deals and everything. So we'll see what happens. All right, man, we're going to take a quick break. It is time for the Stop It segment. Keep it locked.
Stop it.
Yo, you know what it is, your boy Snow, man. 3 points, baby, you know what it is, conversion, let's get it.
You're tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airways blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3 Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. This is the time that we like to thank everyone who is listening and watching live. We definitely appreciate you. We thank you for your support. And we ask you not to not only support the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but support the 3 Point Conversion Sports Media Company itself. You can go to our YouTube channel, just put in the 3 Point Conversion. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of it, man, and follow us. Go to the 3pointconversion.com and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that, so where you get all the info and everything that's going on. But we definitely appreciate you. Also want to give a special shout out to a good guy, man. You know what I'm saying? This Joker definitely represent being black community. And this man is an elite truck driver who loves sports to the core. My man Jeremiah Esty, better known as Blue. What up, Blue? Yeah, bruh. I see you, bruh. Blue getting his haircut right now. What up, Blue?
We see you, Blue.
A big Dallas Cowboys fan, man. This Joker think he can walk on right now and play quarterback. He probably thought I was talking about him. He was hoping I probably mention him when I said, the replacement players. He'll probably go, you think he still got an arm, man. But, hey, bro, appreciate you, man, for listening to the show, man, doing what you're doing, man, being a truck driver and being just a cool guy, bro. My barber still can beat you in basketball, though. Yeah! But anyway, all right, man, it is now time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it!
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Stop it! Stop it! Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
right, Deep, what you got, bruh?
Yes. My stop it today goes to the truth himself, Mr. Paul Pierce. Yeah, so he was wilding last night on IG Live. He was getting the back rub, had the strippers and the, everything bouncing around him, and I don't know, they was getting to it, but I don't know. I ain't trying to go live while I'm doing that. I'm too much worried about everything else. But yeah, he need that stop it. When you're out there being a pro player and on ESPN and doing this and doing that, you got to have some what my sister say, coof about yourself.
Right. Come on now. My stop it.
Oh,
go ahead.
real quick. Didn't he say, "Oh, I've been to Turkey's"? Like he was saying it with an S. I saw a few people post that. Was he saying like, "Oh yeah, I've been to Turkey's"? Turkeys?
Oh,
he letting that LA come out of him, man.
Maybe he's trying to say Turks.
He letting that LA come out. Ain't he from?
Maybe he's trying to say, he from Compton. Maybe
Compton?
he's trying to say Turks and Caicos.
That's too many syllables.
And you know what else?
He probably was distracted.
No, he wasn't distracted. He was off that sauce. That's what it was.
My stop it goes to Miss Kim Mulkey of Baylor Lady. She's the coach of the Baylor Lady Bears, and she said that the NCAA should do away with COVID-19 testing for the Final Four.
Stop it.
And this is after she lost. She was. I get it, and
Did she have? I mean, well, ain't no reason behind that.
Yeah, she tried to put it like
nah.
Just let them play. Don't let them worry about that and all that. But come on, man. So you worried about championship and the lives, and you come on.
Stop it.
Thank you. You tripping? All right, G, it's on you.
All right, I got two. And if y'all watching on Facebook Live, you can see this. First one goes to Young Jock. If y'all see here, beards have to be earned. Okay, beards have to be earned. So if you see here with he's got the clean shaven face, and then 5 minutes later, he's got a full beard. It looks terrible, but beards have to be earned. So he gets a stop.
And you have not earned it.
No, you earned the money to buy it, but no, that's not the same thing.
He always doing something though.
All right, and my other one goes to whoever put together this. Boxing has become just a circus, and I don't mean that in a nice way at all. So there's this event in June where it's YouTubers versus TikTokers. They're gonna be fighting. I don't know who any of these people are, not a one. They're apparently big on social media, but I have no idea who they are, but they're going to fight. And this is coming off of the Jake Paul and Logan Paul going into boxing. So now all the other YouTubers think they can fight too. And I think that is that's just awful.
Yeah, no, it's.
And Floyd Mayweather is buying into it, which makes it worse.
Stop it.
Didn't somebody else recently said they was going to have a fight on the card of Jake Paul or something?
Like I said, I get it. I thought when they were doing it beforehand, I thought it was done to be, because nothing was going on in sports. You know what I'm saying? It was entertainment. That's what you want. But like, to G's credit and G's point of view, I should say, it's going too far. Like, we didn't really want to see this, bro. We just was watching it because there was nothing else to do. We couldn't go out, and now, unfortunately, if you live in Atlanta, you can do anything you want. Atlanta, Houston, Vegas, New York.
New York still got some restrictions.
They still got some, but at least you can go out the house a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But back then, we couldn't do anything. That's why they had it. Like,
you saying back then, like.
No, we could go, people could go out. I mean, now, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying last year we couldn't. There was nowhere to go, So, but all right, man. That concludes our Stop It segment. Keep it locked. We got Battlegrounds up next.
let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you as a sports fan need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
What's up, baby? This your boy Deontay the Bronze of I'm a Wilder, and you're listening to my guys at 3-Point Conversion, baby. Yeah.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. You hear the music. You already know what it is. It means it is time for Battlegrounds. Man, but we have to announce the winner from not last week, but the week before last. You know, we didn't do it last week. And it was Miss LaDonna Samani going up against Clarence Nixon. And the winner is Clarence Nixon advance. Barely, but
let's say this real quick. It's Frank Mir and Antonio Tarver on the undercard.
Oh, okay, right. I remember that.
Antonio Tarver, 51 years old.
Right. Yeah. You're right. I remember that. All right, so we have today what we're gonna call is the second chance circle, and this is we picked the two best contestants that lost, and we're gonna have them battle for the last spot to go to the second round. Remember, this is for $100. And first we got up Mr. We call this the Alex Rumble. This is what it's gonna be called, because first we got Mr. Alex Fleming up, coming back. What's going on, Mr. Alex?
I'm here, live and in full effect.
Yes, sir. And then we have Mr. Alex Strauss as well.
Look, Rob, not to cut you off. I got two things to say real quick. You know me, I like to jump in. I like to shake things up. I like to bring the energy. You gave me a dude named Alex. It's going to be really hard to hate him because he's got the best first name on the planet. And secondly, Clarence Nixon to the second round. If I win today, I want him again. I beat him last season.
All right, man. So, all right, you all know the rules. It's going to be 3 rounds. Going to ask a question per round. And what we need you to do is you have 30 seconds to come up. Whoever goes first have 30 seconds to go up, come up with the answer. And then you have a minute and 30 seconds to answer once I give you the okay to go. All right, it's 3 rounds. Whoever goes first, the first round, you go second, the second round, and so on. All right. People who are listening, make sure you listen, not only listen to just the answer, but listen to the explanation, the reason why they chose the answer. All right. So I need you all to choose a number between 1 and 60. So Alex Fleming, 1 and 60. Pick a number, please.
30.
Mr. Strauss.
All right, it's just a matter of which way I go. Let's go low. I'm going to go 29.
All right, Mr. Strauss, you won. The number was 24. And and so, Mr. Strauss, you want You want Mr. Fleming to go first? I'm calling y'all that because I don't want to keep saying Alex. Both of your names Alex. So
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun with these first names together. No, I made that mistake last time, Ross. I want to go first today.
Okay, all right. So remember, I'm gonna ask a question twice. Okay. All right, players, y'all can play along. People, y'all can play along as listening. All right. So first question: name 2 boxers from different eras since 1990 that would make the best fight not named Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna ask that question again. Of course, they couldn't have fought each other because they got to be from 2 different eras. So I'm gonna ask that question again. Name 2 boxers from different eras since 1990 that would make the best fight not named Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather. Mr. Strouf, you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
I think I'm ready, Rob.
Wow. All right. Let's go now.
Let's go now because I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I mean, how do you not bring up the great Muhammad Ali?
So
fights have taught me one thing, right? It's UFC, it's boxing, it's anything you want to put in a ring and put on TV. You know what draws is names, especially these days. You put the best names in the ring, you put the best styles in the ring, you're not a big name without being good at the sport. So I'm going to grab the 2 biggest ones from the different eras, right? One before I was alive, one while I was alive. So we'll go Muhammad Ali versus Manny Pacquiao. Now, I don't know how that would turn out, right? I'm not a huge boxing guy, admittedly, but that's a fight that would probably make me tune in because both of those guys are holy crap good. So, again, I'm going to go Muhammad Ali, Manny Pacquiao. Let's throw them in the ring. That'd be a lot of fun.
All right, so Alex, I'm gonna let Mr. Fleming. You can go if you want. Let you go. Go ahead, Alex. Remember, no, go ahead, Alex, and I'll say at the end of the round. Go ahead, Mr. Fleming. It's on you.
All right. Well, he put a heavyweight against a borderline light heavyweight, so I'm gonna go a little bit more conventional. How about Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roy Jones Jr.? Because at the pinnacle, both of these guys are at the best of their game. Sugar Ray held on to his belts for quite some time, and Roy Jones, hell, y'all must have forgot. Pensacola, Florida's best. At the top of his game, he beat Bernard Hopkins with a broken left hand. So, yeah, I think if you got Sugar Ray Leonard and Roy Jones Jr. in the mix, I think that'd be some fireworks.
All right, that's round 1. So, Alex Strouf, remember the question was since 1990. So, yeah.
Oh, I did not catch
right.
that. That's
yeah,
not
I said
good.
it twice. But all right, so second round, Alex Fleming, you go first. Mr. Strouf, you go second. All right, I'm gonna ask a question twice. Name a pitcher you would trust the most to come up to bat with the bases loaded since 1990. Not named Shohei Ohtani. I don't know if I said his first name right, but I'm gonna ask the question again. Name a pitcher you would trust the most to come up to bat with the bases loaded since 1990. Not named Shohei Ohtani. Mr. Fleming, you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
I'm ready.
All right, Mr. Fleming, let's go now.
He wasn't the best hitter, but he could bunt his ass off. I'm going to go with Nolan Ryan. Same guy that could punch out batters, pitch out batters. He could probably bunt as well. I think he had like a 185 hitting percentage. I mean, that's for a pitcher. I think that's solid enough for me. Simple. Nolan Ryan.
All right, Mr. Strouf, it's on you. Let's go now.
So it's fun that he picked Nolan Ryan because I'll get to that in a second. My answer is Zach Greinke, and that's because he's got a over 300 batting average in his career. He's a former Milwaukee Brewer, so maybe I'm a little biased being based in Wisconsin. Guy can rake. Got a few home runs mixed in there, too. I don't know what the reference was that he just made Nolan Ryan. I was just doing some batting average pitcher. I just did a segment for this for a local radio station. Nolan Ryan's career batting average was 0.11. Not very good.
All right. That concludes round 2. So it's round 3. This could win the whole battle. All right, Mr. Strouf, you up first. Mr. Fleming, you up second. I'm going to ask the question twice. Name the most underrated NFL offense that didn't get a lot of attention but should have since 1990, and you must either name the year or the personnel. I'm going to ask that question again. Name the most underrated NFL offense that didn't get a lot of attention but should have since 1990, and again, you must name the year or the personnel. Mr. Strouf, you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer. And then after this, it will be second round next week, and we'll start the second round. And then you had 3 buys for the second round. The 3 previous winners of the last 3 years, they had buys, so they'll come in the second round, and it's going to get tougher.
All right, I'm ready whenever you are, Rob.
All right, Mr. Strouf, let's go now.
Again, I'm going to take a Wisconsin angle here, and listen why. All right, you can look at the last 30 years through whatever scope you want, but there has really been one staple in the NFL, and that is the Green Bay Packers provide good offenses, sure, and also that Tom Brady is going to win a Super Bowl for some reason. However, you look at throughout the last 10 years is kind of the angle I wanted to take on this. I'm going to grab the 2011 Green Bay Packers, and that's because essentially they pooped the bed when it came to the playoffs. A 15-1 regular season led by MVP Aaron Rodgers. You've got a guy by the name of Jordy Nelson. You might remember him. He probably helped your fantasy team back in the day. And then it was just a couple other guys here and there, right? James Jones, Randall Cobb wasn't even around yet. But it was a spitfire offense. Aaron Rodgers had his most career passing yards that year. Won the MVP, a team that really couldn't be beat. As I mentioned, 15-1. They lost to a bad Chiefs team in the regular season. I think they might have been the best offense of the 2010s that didn't win a Super Bowl.
All right, Mr. Fleming, it's on you. Let's go now.
I find it funny that we're even because he went all the way to the Muhammad Ali when he was supposed to go to 1990. So that was messed up number 1 on his part. And then I messed around and get a pitcher that had a 0.001 batting average. So, congratulations for even. But you're wrong on this one. You went Green Bay because you're a Wisconsin homer. I'm going to go to 1998 Minnesota Vikings with Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and Robert Smith, led by Dante Culpepper, who went 15-1 and was lighting people up like the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. They had a dynamic offense. They were unstoppable. The best hands in the business between Randy Moss and Chris Carter. I believe between the two of them, they were both 1,000-yard receivers. Robert Smith had more than 1,000-yard rushing, and I think even the tight end had 800 yards. I can't remember his name off the top. Last time I think people thought I was cheating. No, this is me knowing sports knowledge off the top. So you could say being a homer with that Green Bay Packers pick from 2011, the last time you guys were even relevant in the division. Nice you mentioned that because Aaron Rodgers has lost 4 NFC Championship games in a row. But the team that didn't make it to the Super Bowl and the Dirty Birds got blown out by Denver, that would be the 15-1 1998 Minnesota Vikings.
Did you just say the last time the Packers were relevant?
All right, that wraps up. Ooh, that was funny. All right, man. First, Mr. Fleming, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate you for coming on this time, and we'll see if you get in, man. Any words? Quick words?
Hey, free my man Deshaun Watson. I'm so sick and tired of all these internet, social justice warriors saying, he's a scumbag and all that. You don't know the man. You don't know what he's going through. You just jealous of him and his $39 million. You want to get the massages and you can't afford it. Free Deshaun Watson.
And Mr. Strouf, what you got, sir? Appreciate you for coming on.
That was a heck of a closing take. Alex, nice work. Good competing with you. Rob, this Saturday morning thing would be a lot better if I was on the East Coast. I'm glad I'm not on the West Coast because it's not 8 a.m., but I woke up about 4 minutes before we did this, so glad to be here.
Hey, but you knew yesterday or the day before, so. But no, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you, man. All right, y'all, I need y'all votes. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports,
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
entertainment,
Are you not entertained?
and other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
What's going on, guys? It's John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks. You're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and man, can't wait to get to round 2, boys. But all right, man. So it's NBA time, y'all, and it is time to talk NBA. First, we got to talk about these Atlanta Hawks. Congrats to Nate McMillan. He won Coach of the Month, the Eastern Conference Coach of the Month, and which he would start out 8-0, and he finished 9-4. So, congrats to him. But I really want to talk about Lou Williams, what he said, just quickly, and he had 8 assists last night too. So his second game plan. But Lou Williams talked about when they interviewed him, when they asked him his pressure of coming to Atlanta to trade, he contemplated retiring. Said he felt he was hurt when he was traded from the Clippers. Do you think, and which is cool, he was honest and he said, I'm going to be frank, he said it, but do you think this will be a problem moving forward? And he took a few days while he didn't play, and Atlanta Hawks granted him that to clear his mind, but he says he's all in. Do you feel like that would be a problem?
It possibly could be. Isn't he a free agent after this year again? I think his contract is just up. Leaving L.A. to come back to Atlanta. Some people could look down upon that. I know he's from here, but some people don't want to play in their home city again. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I don't think it was the fact that he didn't want to play in his home city.
And he leaving
It was the fact that he was
leaving a championship.
Well, not even a championship
ready, playoff bound championship in
but
the hunt every year.
It wasn't even that. What he was saying, I know you agree with this. Think about it. Remember, he was there when they were horrible. Remember, Clippers was the laughing stock after Chris Paul them left.
Yeah, he wanted to be there to help them get
and
there.
they built that.
Yeah.
And him and what's the point guard name? A guy
Beverly
from the crib. Yeah, Beverly. Him and Bev. They had been there the longest. They had created that bond together and so on, and so
yeah, he'll be a free agent this summer.
Yep. So it's I feel him, but like you said, wouldn't it be something if he signed back?
I wouldn't.
But he probably wouldn't know because he felt betrayed that they traded him,
or they wouldn't give him the deal that he wants, and
right.
I don't really think it'll be an issue.
Of him going back? Oh, you're talking about with the Hawks?
Yeah, I think that he wasn't expecting to be traded, even though he was in rumors for a while.
Right.
He didn't expect to be traded, and then it happens. He may be missing out on a championship opportunity, and he's in year 16.
Right, I can see him retiring anyway, like not just because of that. Like he's been here since it seemed like forever, don't it?
I can't see him retiring just because I felt like
he can still play and he still has value. But he'll be retiring because he just doesn't want to deal with all this stuff anymore.
He's like 34 years old. Remember, he was like one of the last, not the last.
This is year 16 for him.
Yeah, he's like 34, 35.
Yeah, came out of high school, right?
So if he finds the motivation to play,
right, and that's
he'll play, and someone will value him
and
as
a playoff
what he can
contender
do.
team, possibly championship worthy. I can see the Lakers signing him, scoring off the bench.
What did we say last week about the Lakers? They think they can get everyone.
Hey, man. Hey.
I know that there are photoshops of Lou Williams in a Lakers jersey right now.
Right now. I'm telling you.
I think that's Brooklyn right now. But anyway, we'll get to them in a second. But
they for Brooklyn too?
Right,
they
right.
For Brooklyn too.
So now, are you shocked? Not shocked, but are you shocked?
I read that last night. I was like, he must be sipping.
Are you shocked that the Hornets are winning without LaMelo Ball?
I am shocked. But I think that's a testament to not only the coach but all the players. Everybody's stepping up. I think they just lost Malik Monk the other night, so I'm not sure how bad that ankle injury is going to keep him out.
And
but
they
that's
just
huge.
lost, and Gordon possibly. They lost Gordon Hayward. He got hurt last night, so they don't know how already like.
Oh, so like if they might fall off a cliff.
But
maybe they'll keep balling.
They won last night.
Right now they're fourth.
I think that LaMelo coming in there and kind of showing them and pushing them kind of set them to a.
What I saw with this is like when Lonzo Ball was at UCLA, they were kind of a stagnant offense, but the way that he's such a willing passer, the ball movement is contagious, and that's why they were able to make a Sweet 16 run because that team really wasn't that good.
He got that forward drafted, didn't he? And TJ Leaf, I think, and he's nowhere now.
So he made everyone better just by moving the ball. LaMelo is the same way. That the way that when he came in and they started winning, the ball movement is contagious. When you're moving the ball and people are able to score, you're firing the open man, then everybody starts doing it. So it's a domino effect.
And now they're doing it.
So I think LaMelo, just the way he played, has as much as an impact as coaching.
Right. And then just the way he is, like that dude, he's so genuine. Everybody, he love to have fun. I think he brought that attitude. You hear the vets talk about, man.
And he came to a situation where, if everything works out, great. But there's really nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then, and the way he's handled it, and I don't know, I won't talk about if he's happy or not, or if he was happy or not benching. I mean, you kind of sense it, but, I mean, not starting from the get, but still during that time, the way he held his composure and the way he still was just that guy everybody loved, even the coaches loved him.
I like that. You got to get out here and earn it. I mean, they had Dante Graham who came out and balled out last year.
Right.
And then you had a dude you paying what, $20 million a year? How much they getting T-Row?
Well, you weren't benching.
Yeah, like 20.
Right, you wasn't benching T-Row. And I agree. That's what I kept saying. I don't think he should.
But he had to come in and earn his spot. And
which he did.
As a player, what we may not see with rookies, I don't know if people tell them this, but you have to be patient with yourself.
Right.
If you're expecting to start, that time will come.
Yeah.
If you come off the bench, okay, that's fine. But I still have to earn my spot.
And you earn respect from your vets for that. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking you got to come out. Then when they see you got it from the mud, they respecting it more. They're going harder for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. So, LA, I don't know. I don't think he had signed at this time last week doing the show. But Drummond got bought out, and then he signed with the LA Lakers. So, Brooklyn, I don't think they tried to do the hold my beer. They signed LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, they signed LaMarcus first.
Okay, they signed LaMarcus first. That's right.
I think that's what kind of took them even out of
so,
because I wanted them to get Drummond, but
who?
Brooklyn.
I didn't think they needed him because they got DeAndre.
But he's older. I feel like Drummond would have been able to play 30, 35 minutes and just run up and down the court and block shots.
True.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan isn't the DeAndre Jordan that he used to be. Like he's been better, but he starting the season his age was showing.
But I don't think Drummond was a better fit. I don't think he was a good fit for the Houston style. Yeah, I mean Brooklyn style. I don't think so. Just the way they play.
He wouldn't have been as effective offensively.
No,
I mean
I wouldn't.
They need someone they need someone who can protect the rim, but what he does best offensively doesn't really work.
And then
Brad
Drummond,
rebounds. He better not try to drop step nobody.
Right,
have you seen him drop step somebody before?
But it's more. But it's more to that. But it's more to that because he can't. He's not a good screen guy. Like DeAndre Jordan, that's what he's gonna do. Set a screen. That's what LaMarcus Aldridge does. Set screens. You playing with teams where you got a lot of one-on-one players. That's Brooklyn. You got Kyrie, you got Harden, and you got Durant. Whereas with LA, it's more of a LeBron has the ball and he makes things happen. They do a lot on the run. He would be better, with that team. But everybody's putting these two teams in the finals or whatever. Are you buying that, G?
I definitely think it's possible because the way that James Harden has held everything together with KD being out, and I feel like KD can fall right in whenever he comes back. But if he doesn't come back, or if there is some kind of another serious injury, they got other players that can pick it up. Blake Griffin has played well. He's dunked the ball a few times since he came over. Aldridge had a good first game, and they still it's coming together at the right time for
Brooklyn.
Yeah, with Brooklyn.
The funny part is that when they went over there, everybody was like, "Oh, they're stacking up this super team." Go back 2 months, everybody say Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge was done, right?
Yeah,
but now they over there. They're gonna be
like it, and Blake Griffin talked about that. Like, which one is it? Are they washed, or are they
like
all-stars going to a super team?
Right. Yeah, you can't
have it both ways.
Also, I believe do you believe it? That those are the two. It's a lot for those two to be in the finals.
I don't see nobody.
But there's so many contingencies though with the Lakers. So.
Right. See, the Brooklyn, I'm kind of cool. But
I think
Lakers,
it's safe to say, okay, LeBron, he'll be back
if they both come back healthy. The Lakers there.
But
say that I still like the Clippers.
I would say like we think LeBron, okay, he'll be back, but Anthony Davis, he's been out for 2 months.
Yeah, and it could be like right now, Lakers might be the Cleveland Cavaliers of the East back in the day, where even though they got different competition, but just the way their team is, like all we got to do is make the playoffs. We make the playoffs and get a home game. Home court advantage. The first two series will be straight. Here's my thing though, with the East, I still don't think it's a lock for Brooklyn, because if you look, I know the East is not that good, but if you look at what Philly is doing without Embiid, and they're still able to hold that spot. They're still a half a game, I think. They were half a game coming into last night's game.
Yeah, Brooklyn's up by half a game.
Yeah, half a game, and Embiid's been out a week and a half. So,
but you got to think about Brooklyn was 6th, 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were 6 and 7 a few weeks back. Like the last week or so, they've been behind a game or two behind Philly.
Right. Now I'm saying Philly ball.
So what I'm saying is the fact that they lost Embiid and they're still only a half game out of first. First of all, unless Doc is doing his thing and he's changed their culture and he's changed the way they play.
Defensive.
They
can be great defensive.
But also, you playing without who was at that point considered the league's MVP. Mm-hmm. So when he comes back and they get back in rhythm, I still don't. I mean, you say Brooklyn has the edge maybe because of the players, but with defense and how Brooklyn is built, not Brooklyn, but Philly is built as far as a team, I don't count on Philly, man. I just don't. I mean, people want to say, the Doc Rivers.
That's what I'm kind of. That's what I'm kind of over here like, yeah.
But look, that don't count with they got Durant. So that don't count with Harden, but they got Durant and Kyrie
and Steve Nash. Not that he won, but
I really think that Philly. I still think Philly they're gonna be in the Eastern Conference, and I will say this though,
they might meet up in the Eastern Conference. That's probably gonna be the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
That's
there.
what I'm saying. But I will say this: the fact that I always say in playoffs, superstars win playoff games, and Houston has at least 3 of them. So
Brooklyn.
Why I keep saying Houston because of Harden, but Brooklyn has 3 of them. So
and we can just step back and let Ben shoot.
Ben
Simmons. Now it's an extra defender. Durant, instead of sticking Ben Simmons, he helping defend on Embiid.
Who?
Durant?
Durant.
No.
Yeah.
Who would he be sticking in?
Can you get him to stop it?
I said help double down. If he's not, who?
Yeah, we know what you said.
We know what you said.
Stop it. So who gonna be sticking Ben Simmons?
They put Durant on him.
They'll put Durant on.
No, they're gonna put whatchamacallit on him.
Who?
Well, when he comes in,
give Simmons that space because he won't shoot.
Exactly.
Oh, it'll be Kyrie.
Yeah. Why you would put your worst defender on Ben Simmons? I mean, as far as letting him shoot, y'all just play a zone or whatever. Yeah, I won't put Durant because he'll blow past Durant too.
He'll blow past him.
Yes.
If you stepping back and allowing him to shoot, how you gonna blow past you?
Durant is not good like that with his feet.
All right.
You want somebody that's quick enough that could, but with him doubling, can you get one more?
Well, him doubling down long enough to be stick on Embiid.
You said
if you put Kyrie on Ben, he gonna double down on Embiid.
But I'm saying
who gonna double down on Embiid?
You said the way you said it like, Durant gonna do a good job anyway. You put the way you said it.
His length will help. It would still be a problem. Who on that team would you double down on?
Stop it.
You still ain't said it. Out of the five,
none of them care. But you made it like Durant is gonna be good.
He gonna be out of the other three players other than DeAndre Jordan. He gonna be the best player.
I hear you now. I'm saying when you said it, you were saying,
"Oh no, that's the way you took it."
Yeah, that's the way you said it.
No, that's the way you took it.
Stop it. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna have Dr. Violet come in to talk about these injuries, man. About LaMelo, John Collins, Harden, other players, man. Keep it locked.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And can't wait to see Durant stop Embiid. No, I'm just messing with you. All right, man, but we do have someone. If we need him to, he can stop anyone from playing. I might have to make that call sooner or later. And I got my guy, family in the building, Dr. Donnie Fowler the third, orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. How's it going today, Doc? How are you doing?
Doing well. How you guys?
We are good. First of all, Doc, you didn't have anything to do with Roy Williams' retirement. Like, you ain't...
No, honestly, I'm one of those people that, respect gives respect. I mean, I was kind of sad to see an icon like him step down. I just kind of hope it was nothing like personal or health or anything bad related. Kind of maybe he's just, ready for that next chapter to relax a little bit more. But all the respect in the world to Roy Williams.
Yes, sir. Now, here in Atlanta, John Collins, he sprained his ankle. I think it was earlier this week, and he's been out. They say they might expect him to come back in the middle of April, but what do you say?
Yeah, so they did the MRI scan on his ankle that showed the sprain. They also apparently saw a small bone contusion. Honestly, that, yeah, I would say isn't abnormal. I mean, for anyone out there who sprains their ankle, if you were to get an MRI on every single person who sprained their ankle, you're probably going to see, bone contusions. Sometimes too, we just don't MRI normal people's ankle sprains because they just heal up over time. So it's just kind of getting the more clarity on the extent of the injury. It doesn't sound too severe. I know it sounds like they're at least keeping him out a week and then reevaluating. My guess is it's probably going to be more of a 2 to 3 week time frame to really get him back, similar to most people when they get a bad ankle sprain.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, LaMelo Ball has been sidelined with a fractured wrist, and he's listed out for this season. Is there any chance he can come back and play in the playoffs?
I think it's possible. Obviously, they've come out now and said that they're not completely ruling him out. One thing I read said that they were planning to put him in a cast for 5 weeks, which actually sounds longer than typical, even though it seems like they were feeling things went well with his surgery. So it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that time frame, like we've talked before, for a bone to truly heal, and then it's just a matter of how quickly you can get the motion and strength built back up. So if you put maybe a 2-month timeline on it and start thinking that, if they're still alive in the kind of early phase of the playoffs, I think the regular season ends mid-May, that maybe he could be ready closer to the beginning of June, depending on where things are at. But I guess we'll just have to see, obviously.
No, it ain't that his surgery was successful. The season's starting to go successful. That's why they changed that. That's why they changed that. But also, Andre Drummond is out with a big toe contusion because he a big joker. At 6'11" with a toe contusion. We saw with Shaq, and we saw what happened with Shaq. Shaq was out, but 3 months for this. Maybe Shaq was just trying to rest for the playoffs. But is this similar to a turf toe? Turf toe. Is that what it called? What is turf toe? I mean, turf toe, or is he just hurt and his toe is just hurting right now? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, I think it's a little different, and it sounds like, unless they're lying to us, that his whole toenail actually ripped off too. Like, he actually lost his toenail. So I'm not calling him soft, but I mean, anyone who has a nail.
Hey, say it with your chest, Doc. Say it with your chest. That's how we tell the truth and shame the devil. No, go ahead.
But anyone who has ever lost a nail, whether on their hand or their foot, I mean, that's pretty painful or uncomfortable. It doesn't sound like turf toe, which we see more in the football players, which is more underneath the ball of your foot, where you kind of stretch out those ligaments, and that can be a much longer time frame for healing. So I imagine it's just getting the sensitivity down from the contusion, as you want to call it, and losing the nail. And I would imagine be back in hopefully the next 2 to 3 games, not anything more significant than that.
So you said you don't want to call him soft. Then you said the sensitivity of his feelings. So you saying he acting like a little? No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
That sounds like it hurt though.
It does, for real. That sounds like that hurts. Yeah. Ugh. Go ahead, bro.
Now James Harden's been out with tightness in his groin. You think they can loosen up with just rest? And if so, how long do you think it could take?
Yeah, I think they're calling this one more mild, not anything extensive like some of the other kind of hamstring injuries we've been seeing in some of these guys. So I think it's more, in his case, sounds precautionary. It's mild. They don't want it to turn into anything significant. So I do think a little rest, and they're, I'm sure, doing his rehab and treatment on the side, that he'll be back probably, I would say, within a week or so, not anything too extensive beyond that.
Well, all right. There you have it, Dr. Fowler. We definitely appreciate you for coming on, sir. And you be safe this weekend and healthy. And, hey, man, have a great weekend.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right, we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back.
Hey folks, just a quick reminder that no matter the time of the day and no matter what day of the week, East Coast, West Coast, all points in between, we are always on. So go to your app store and download the Real 1100 app and listen wherever and whenever.
The Real. Hi, I'm Vivica Fox. Every year, millions of animals lose their homes and end up in shelters. Learn how to help animals in need of rescue and adoption at AmericanHumane.org and be a hero to our best friends in their worst times.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion.
That could have went sideways.
Woo, that could have went horrible. But anyway, bad. But all right, so Major League Baseball is back, man. We can we're gonna talk about this. First of all, it's good. It was kind of good to have it back. You know, it's good to have sports back. And you all right, man? It's good to have sports back.
And they got a
just
couple
in its
fans.
entirety. Yeah, and fans, right. You know,
it's not that made up
Wrigley
stuff.
Field, it was like 8 people there, but it's still good to see some.
8.5.
But it was good. It was still good to see people back there.
But if they don't get that offense together, it don't matter who's gonna be there.
I want to ask you this though. We talked about this before, and you saying it's not a big deal, or I know you understand what the league is saying, and I'm coming from the fans' perspective. But we talked about Major League Baseball opening day. So this was like the first time. You know, last year didn't count because of what happened, but this was like the first time in like 15 years, 10 to 15 years, probably longer than that. I don't know, where opening day was on a day where everybody played on mostly everybody played on opening day, opposed to the last 10 or 15 years where opening night is Sunday night baseball and they have that one game showcasing, and then the next day you have baseball. You think it's you believe it's okay, right? You cool with the
I kind of like I like that Sunday night baseball, that team. It kind of gets you prepared, ready for that. But then I also understand how you can, like, you know, somebody might want to see all of those games. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I guess I understand both sides, but I like that
because I mean I'm just that type where it's like, I guess like the nostalgia of it, man. I love it's opening day. It's the excitement. All these teams playing. You checking out every team, and it's opening day. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like football to me. Like the Thursday night game to me messes it up now with that kickoff Thursday night game in football, opposed to back in the day, it was opening Sunday. You couldn't wait. It was kickoff Sunday. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, you still tune in for that Thursday though, don't you?
You know how y'all know how the NFL is. What they want to have, we would have Wednesday night football with the NFL, if
right?
They could do it.
Yeah. And that's what he was saying with the MLB. Like they're trying to make money, which I understand with the league, but I'm just saying
what the MLB is. Let's squeeze this one game in real quick, and the ratings be ridiculous.
Yeah,
because everybody wanted some baseball, so everybody tuning in for just that game.
Real quick, before we get to the Mets and everything, did you see? Cabrera hit that home run in the snow. And that joker couldn't see, and he thought it was a double, and that joker slid. Second base looking like, "Come on, dog, what you doing?" Like, man, get on, man. Like, but and I missed that about.
Well, y'all talk about that. I'm gonna try to bring it up on
Facebook, right? Yeah, oh man, but that was hilarious. If y'all didn't see that, but while he's doing that, let us know, G, if you get it up. But Mets. The Nationals game was canceled due to COVID. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I was like, "Oh, already?" Like, dang, like, bro, we ain't started the season yet.
Y'all quit already. It's over with already.
But at the same time, I mean, it was cool that they did that. Not cool, but I'm glad they did it. Of course. Do you think this was this a sign like, oh Lord, here we go again, or with baseball because you play for 19 months, you can make it up?
They gonna make it up. They said they playing 162 games this year. Ain't none of that.
So you think, because they could do double headers.
Yeah, they take their time now.
You saw that if they with double headers will be 7 innings.
Yeah.
And with the rules with the extra innings, they're gonna make this happen.
They're gonna make this happen.
I don't like that.
And they got 162 games to make it happen.
I don't like the fact that.
I hate that 7 inning stuff.
Yeah, that's not. Come on,
if you're going to give me a doubleheader, let me play these 9.
Yeah, do a doubleheader. That's not cool. The way, and I asked him this again for the NFLPA. Asked him, did major MLBPA or NBAPA reach out to him because of the way the NFL conducted it? Mm-hmm. We talked a lot about it during the season, but they went through the whole season, bruh, and finished it on time. And I asked him, who
you talking about, the NFL?
NFL.
Yeah, because they making wide receivers be quarterbacks. So you're absolutely right. They made it and finished it.
Let's not go there again. But
yes, you're absolutely
but
right.
I asked him, have they talked to him? And he was like, yeah. He was like, they have reached out to him about that. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, man, to see this, it's kind of like,
it is. Go Cabrera.
If y'all on Facebook, look at it. We can't do it on YouTube because we don't want to be restricted and all of that. So, but if you look at it on Facebook, Joker slid. Joker see anything, and he was hustling too. He was hustling like he was hustling like he was gonna get out. Joker probably
already don't run as fast as he used to.
Probably burned his leg in it from sliding and all of that.
Ain't he about 40?
Yeah, he old.
36 or something.
He old. But another thing with baseball, man.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
Hey, another thing with baseball too, like we said, what is there to talk about after the first 3 weeks?
The first, you can go, holler at me next month.
Right. I mean, what can we say?
Still, when we do it still be kind of
unless you have a team that start off like 15,
26,
2
26.
But other than that, it's like, come on, man. I mean, unless it's a rookie starting off,
you could have gave Mickey a stop it.
No, you couldn't see. You couldn't see. The ball looked like so players as big as I don't know what.
Hey, the umpire was like,
umpire had an attitude.
Like, dude,
oh my God!
He right too. He was hustling.
Yeah, he was hustling.
I'm just happy for him getting in and hitting the home run. Didn't he do something playing this year? Played in 2-3 decades or something. He did something this year.
It might be because
by playing in this decade.
Yeah, it might be because
I think it is that.
G, can you look it up real quick? When did he come in?
I think he came in 2002, 2003. Because I know he was on that Marlins team that won the World Series. To play in 3 different decades?
I don't know what it is.
I think a lot of players have done that.
Find it. Yeah, probably.
Well, that's 3 decades then, because it's 2000, then 2010, then 2020. He's played in 3 decades.
But I think like a lot of players have done that. But maybe it's a short list.
Yeah, it's probably what it is. I don't even know if it's that, but it's something.
They're joking to play 21 and hit a home run his first. Yeah, man. But yeah, so. But
no, that's a Tigers record. He was the second player with 350 home runs and 2,000 hits.
Well, now because of that home run, ain't nothing up here but
home run. Right, you can't look up anything. But no, but shout out to him, man. And we glad that Cabrera's still doing his thing. And we got to do our thing by leaving you all. But before we go, hey, man, I want to thank you all for listening. We have a couple of shout-outs, and stay tuned because you might be one of them. First of all, I want to give a shout-out to the Almighty God for giving me this platform to do what I do, say what I say, make you all happy, upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. We definitely appreciate you, God, and I definitely appreciate you, God. Also want to thank my guests. I want to thank Alex Fleming and Alex Stroh for giving us some laughs. No, I'm just playing. For coming on. And I want to thank Deshaun Tate for coming on as well. I want to thank Dr. Fowler, like always. I want to thank my guy, Gigi. You got anything to say?
Happy Easter and mask up.
Right. And D, my guy D Intellectual, appreciate you, bro.
Sure,
what you got to say, man?
I already know, man. Thanks, friends and family. Everybody always listening to us, tuning in to us. It's a great Saturday here in Atlanta. I don't know where you are, but I hope that you have some great weather. And I might get out and... No, I'm not. I'm finna go take a nap.
All right, I want to give a special shout out to my Aunt Marietta, man. She listened to the whole show. I see you, Auntie. Appreciate it.
And she commented too.
They commented a few times. Thanks, Auntie. Love Auntie, man. It's real. Love Auntie. Happy birthday to MJ once again, bruh. Probably see you later on. I want to thank my beautiful wife, lovely children, cousins, my other aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, in-laws, grandparents that are alive. Who else? Nieces and nephews, I think. Play cousins. And, oh, man, hey, make sure you love on family. Let family know that you love them. Love them while they can still feel it. Eat good. Be safe. Stay healthy. Mask up. Until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy sports, same sports nonsense. And watch some sports also. But when you miss me, I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.